Okay, so people have been asking me if they sell in Gümri halal chicken or meat. I just want to say that, organically and originally, anywhere that's outside of the main capital in Armenia, they do slaughter meat. But because now it's easier, though more expensive, to ship from the US and from Russia, those are not considered halal. But originally and organically, yes, you can find, especially if you go to butcher shops, local butcher shops in Gümri, it's all halal meat. But I went to the store, and as you can see, it says slaughtered by hand as per Islamic rite. And then in the back, and they have boneless chicken too, but I just got whole today. Another thing, I just bought a new hairbrush at the same place, grocery store. And as you can see when you flip it, because I was mentioning in one of my videos that in Yerevan, a lot of the youth, they don't speak authentic Armenian words. When I was asking for mazi sandar, which is hairbrush in Armenian, the girl's looking at me like I'm out of this world. She doesn't know what a brush is in Armenian. So look, in here in Gümri, they speak cleaner. People from Yerevan make fun of people in Gümri that their dialect isn't proper, but at least they know the genuine words. When I asked the lady, she knew where it was when I said mazi sandar, and look, it's written in Armenian. I just needed to say that. That's all.
I just met a new friend while I was so fascinated. Oh my goodness. I just want to say thank you to all the locals here who have accepted me for who I am. So for those of you who are new to my channel, recently I have mentioned how I'm launching a new coaching counseling session specifically for Islamic women, just women. So with that being said, part of the group, what we're doing is we're communicating certain experiences and personal things on Telegram. So I was late to join Telegram because I needed my Armenian number. And it took me 3 weeks, so I got to Armenia and I downloaded Telegram. And I kid you not, less than 2 seconds, 15 people who I spent 6 years blocking in every way, shape, or form on social media, on all numbers, on all phones, WhatsApp, everyone I've blocked, messaging me, "You're back in Armenia." All the people that I mentioned in the previous video, and it literally happened just as I uploaded the previous. I just spent 5 minutes talking to a video that's not recording. Let me start all over again. I was saying just 2 minutes as I uploaded that video on YouTube. It's not on Instagram, it's on my YouTube. My recent one, about how Armenians are fighting. The athletes that were fighting are even messaging me, including the guy who got beaten up. And I was actually pretty surprised. Usually what I do is I block everyone all over again. But I said, you know what, I'm going to hear a few of them out, give them some, And they've been mentioning that they've been watching me on YouTube. They were watching me while I was in Jordan. And they're actually happy for me that I'm Muslim. Some are even offering to paint and do Darul was saying, don't call the gas guy, I'll do it. And I'm like, no. Okay, so he's a painter he's well recognized here as an artist, and he can paint well. And I knew this from the beginning because I never told him that I bought an apartment, which he knows. Because I knew if I ever told him that I was going to get an apartment back years ago, he would never leave. He would break the door down and he would never leave. So I would just block him. He would contact me, block, everywhere block. So he finds me on Telegram. I'm calling the gas guys. They came and they fixed it. It's expensive, but they did a good job. The pipe exploded from the freezing cold from the window being open. And then they had to break down one of the bars and make another hole on the wall. So he's like, no, don't pay. I'll come. I'll fix everything. Why are you paying? I can do everything. Okay, here's the catch though, guys. Okay, so yeah, years back when I went through all that headache in this apartment and bringing all these people to fix this and fix that and spending all this money, he could have done it for free. He would have done it for free. But there is the catch. He will never leave. So obviously now this is being presented to me again. Not just him, there's other people offering to do this for free. They won't leave. And now he got married not a few months ago, and you see what I'm saying? And I told him, like, listen, I'm Muslim now, but no. You can't forget about me, he's saying. Okay. So, I'm just gonna leave it at that, and I just left him on red. I can't. But, yeah, guys, I'm here for 6, 7, 8 months, and this one girl wants to be my friend. And so that new girl, I left apparently when she came here. She's not new, she's from here, but she's younger than me. She's so fascinated with my face tattoos. And actually, because people ask me, they tell me they're like, people in Zimbi, if you're not a local, they stare at you and everything. If I have face tattoos, you're not gonna be indifferent. But I just want to say that living in Duty, which is a shock to people because it's a cultural place and people are more traditional here, people look at me less with shock of my face tattoos than they do in Yerevan. In Yerevan, you would think it's because it's the capital. I tell this to people all the time. A lot of people think that it's the opposite. It's not. I get more weird looks in Yerevan. But here it's also because people know of me, right? So, I don't know if I'm going all over. So Armenians, in the Armenian culture, it's actually very similar. The Armenian traditional outfit is very similar to Arabic clothes, okay? And Armenians, we used to dress like this all the time. So a lot of people, when they're contacting me, they're telling me, even when I was in Jordan, and now, you look more beautiful now than before, even though you were beautiful then, because of the way I'm dressing. It's traditional, right? It's more modest, even though before it's not like I was revealing it, well, not in public anyways. If you saw videos of me online, it was indoors, but outdoors I would never dress like that. Anyways, my point is, during the Soviet times is when Armenians started to, stop dressing less traditional clothes. But yeah, I came to the acceptance that I'm going to change this summer. So years ago when I used to work at an orphanage in Gimbi, I used to tell the girls, because we used to dance in Armenian as well, that I'm going to bring back the Armenian traditional outfits. Like, I'm going to wear it in public. And some of them were like, why? We're not going backwards. And I just find it beautiful. So now that when they're seeing me, they know whatever I say I will do type of thing. But it's very similar. Anyways, I just want to say thank you to everybody for accepting. I'm actually pretty shocked that even when I announced it before I left to go to Jordan that I became Muslim, I was shocked nobody was saying anything disrespectful or stopping me, or I was shocked at how accepting the locals and other Armenians have been. And so thank you. Okay, so yeah, it in gratitude. I'm in a period of gratitude in the past several weeks to months, just in full gratitude for everything, to the air that I breathe, complete. And when we're in a state of gratitude, everything shifts. And people also know that I'm no sellout, and I feel like they're starting to see what they have been seeing. Everything that I have done, not that I'm expecting anything, but for my own people, the amount of stuff I've done throughout the decades. So now we can only go forward, because this past several days I have integrated back here, and I'm going to change the windows and repaint this summer. No, I'm not going to get Darwin to do it. I'm going to get professionals to do it, because these people are also contacting me from Jordan saying they want me back immediately. Please come back. I want to come back too, but I have to get some stuff done with my house and just in general, And there were women and organizations in Armenia contacting me when I was in Jordan saying, please come here and do what you're doing here again. We need you. There's only so much I can do. I'm focusing on the Islamic Ummah for women, and if it benefits you from watching my videos and you take a few things, I think that's a beautiful thing. Why not? As I've mentioned in the videos, I'm not saying Armenia needs to become a Muslim country, but certain Islamic ways is very much needed. We've been under Islamic ways for centuries, and that is what helped Armenia stay intact. So the only person that I got who was disrespecting the fact that I had reverted to Islam and trying to stop me was that Egyptian guy who's Christian in Jordan, in Aqaba. But he is not even a Christian. He looks like a shaitan, he looks like a jinn, and I don't mean this against any Egyptians at all, but it is what it is. The only person who would physically try to assault me and other people when he knows not to do it. When you're in a Muslim country, you don't do these things. In every way, shape, or form, he was doing whatever he could to stop me, and he knew I don't like him. Anyways, we're letting that go, but there's people asking me all these questions. And I want to let it go. So it's never been an Armenian, and I don't believe it will ever be an Armenian that ever tries to do something like that. The way he did. But yeah, we're going to keep that, give it to Allah, let it go. Forgiveness, I'm forgiven. Forgiveness is for us. And in regards to if I'm going to sell my house, not yet. If I do, it'll be next year or the following years to come. Okay? Right now, where I'm at, again, I'm going to Amman to study Arabic, read and write, so I can become a proper Islamic scholar. This is my aim. This is my goal. I'm not stopping. It's going to be done, regardless. And yes, you're right. I am more like an Arabic Bedouin than probably anything. So let's accept things. So somebody was saying something to me in regards to, it could be that a lot of guys talk to you or want to talk to you because you have tattoos and such. No, this is not the case. When I was in high school, I did not have tattoos. When I was in my early 20s, I was not this heavily tattooed. I had hidden tattoos, maybe 2 or 3. Nobody could see it. But it was still the same amount of men chasing me. And I, till this day, have never cared to be with any of them. I never cared to seek their attention. There is something about the art of not giving a which the opposite sex is more attracted to. It's got really nothing to do with if you're skinny or overweight or good looking or not. It is the way a woman carries herself. Usually women who are chasing after men So there's people out there that they obsess, or they're so goal-focused on getting married, finding the right partner. It could be men or women, or trying to attract a certain person or a certain type of person. And what this is doing is it's repelling them. It's not attracting them. Because a lot of people have created this thing with me where they're like, why is it that when you don't, about you, Talab or Hadia, you don't care, but you attract marriage proposals and genuine marriage proposals and all different kinds of ethnicities and different people your way, and you turn them all down? Why do you keep attracting if you don't want it? That's just how the universe works. It's not me trying. This is how I am. And so it brings in more magnetism of people who are drawn to that, if this makes sense. Because I'm already full and whole as a human being on my own, it attracts more to me. So throughout decades of my life, since high school, pre-high school, even up to now, I lose friends, quote unquote, just because of that, because they want to attract the opposite gender, or they want to get married, and it's being repelled. They're repelling it, and they think or they believe that women have to be so feminine, and there's nothing wrong with being feminine. It should be feminine, of course, to the point though where they're denying their basic needs and their boundaries and their values and what's important to them, just to be this perfect ideology of a wife or a girl or a girlfriend or this and this. So they frown upon me who's getting all these offers, and I don't give an itch. So you would think, traditional people would think, oh look, Hadia Talab, she wouldn't even get, why would they want to marry her? She's fully tattooed. So some people, they may think that. They don't tell me to my face, but they may think, okay, how is it that Talab would get marriage offers, or why would they be attracted to her, or why would they, take her serious? But they do, and that's because, yes, the art of not giving a sh, but it's also because I have strong opinions. I'm a strong woman, so people who have a certain tradition or a perception of how a woman should be, they're the ones that question it, usually females. But it's not the case at all, because I do get taken serious. But that's also because I do everything. And it's also because I know my worth. I know my value. And it's not that I'm judging the person who's in front of me, but if it's not coinciding with what I need based off of my life, there's no point, and I'm going to say no. And it's simple as that. So the important thing for people that need to be aware is there's no set timing for finding the correct person for you. If you don't know who you are and you're not accepting who you are, and you're putting this personification, you yourself have to be an ideology to attract an ideology, well, you're kind of being fake. You're kind of not being your authentic self. You're not accepting yourself for who you are. We are all learning about ourselves, and it's a continuation for the rest of our life. We're going to continue to learn about ourselves. But yeah, I'm 37 years old in literally 4 or 5 days, which for my own birthday, I'm taking myself for another stone massage. Thankfully we have Asian women here, they do this. There's a place here, beautiful place. It's even cheaper than Aqaba, and the results are probably the same, if not better. But Armenians are thinking I'm doing some mafia business in Jordan now. So even the 2 young 27 and 28-year-old police officers that were from Amman that came to Aqaba, the Yemeni situation, to bring him in handcuffs, so that I could see him in handcuffs. They were like, don't get a job in Jordan. Come back to Jordan. Marry a Jordanian to get your passport. They're even encouraging me just to get your passport, marry a Jordanian and stay in the country. And then he's telling the other guy he's single. And to give because he took out his phone and he wants me to give my number. I didn't give my number, but it's there. It's there. It's always there. There's options. And there's almost 8 billion people on this planet. And the numbers, whether you're Muslim or not, even if you're Armenian, even if you're a Christian, whatever you are, don't ever lower your values. There's so many people out there. So the past 10 years that I've been creating videos, I've always mentioned people's values, having boundaries, knowing your worth, being God conscious. These have always been my main points, even when I was coming from an atheistic and pagan concept. And God conscious doesn't necessarily have to mean you believe in a God the way, it means being conscious enough not to do anything that's going to harm other people or yourself, though we falter from time to time. But my point is, until you know who you are and you accept yourself, because acceptance is the key point, you're not going to lower yourself for somebody just because, or you won't chase somebody because there's an ideology and an expectation of you to be married and do this and do this and do this. Don't do this to yourself. So Aish had taken my passport, a copy of my passport, and he was going to get my visa done when I was in Aqaba back in December, January. He wanted me to go to Saudi Arabia with him. But even just me and him. And he wanted me to meet, actually he wanted me to go just me and him, and he wanted to take me to get my Ummah, where am I going? For my Umrah. And here's the thing, Allah's not allowing me to just go with anyone. There's a qadr, there's a fate for who I'm supposed to go with. The timing isn't ready, because the person I'm supposed to go with is not in it yet. So his intention, he wanted me to marry that millionaire man with all those horses and the businesses in Saudi Arabia. Multi-millionaire. I'm just gonna leave this for what it is, okay?